It's Ask Dr. Fukk Iii time. Before we get into it, I just want to let you all know that it took me over 2 hours to do this, and I don't have time to edit it and put it all together for one viewing tonight. And who the hell wants to sit through 2 hours of stuff? So I will cut it in pieces, and you are going to see something that I didn't notice before. There was a question I missed, and it's a question about Eddie Trunk, so you're going to notice something different when I talk about the Eddie Trunk question opposed to the rest of the show. And I hope there wasn't other questions I missed. If I did miss a question, please leave a comment below, so maybe I can answer it on Ask Dr. Fukk IV. So without further ado, let's get into it. Dr. Fukk here to answer your questions. This is Dr. Fukk Iii, Ask Dr. Fukk Iii, and I have so many questions to go through. I know there's going to be many breaks because I didn't count it. I haven't even watched any of the questions yet. This is spontaneous, so I'm going to read them now, and I'm going to take many breaks, and hopefully I can get this done tonight. Well, I ain't got nothing to do, so I might as well. All right, first question, Cindy and Lisboa. May I be your groupie? I know how to lick some ass. Well, Cindy, as I see, I don't know, maybe I have to look through your page to see if you are not actually one of the people that dislike me, because I know all the people that dislike me on this page like to lick ass, and they're male. Well, most are guys, and I know all you guys that don't like me but just can't help still watching me, like to lick man ass, especially ass. But if you're female and you do lick, send me a picture and of you doing that, and if you are female doing that, I don't care what you look like, I'll let you. Next question. All right, let's see here. This is Megadeth Wilson. Do you name your penis Stanley? And Megadeth does have a picture there. And wow, she's pretty easy on the eyes. Megadeth, no, I call my penis Megadeth. Want to meet Megadeth? Great question, by the way. All right, next question. Nina K.S. Man, I need my glasses. Edit. Nina Coesterer. I probably got the name wrong. She or he asked, will you be going to Gathering of Kiss Cruise 8? If not, discuss your thoughts on why or why not. No. And the reason I wouldn't go on the Kiss Cruise, and nothing against the people that do go on the Kiss Cruise. I mean, this one, it looks to me the best one yet, because Ace is on it. But it ain't my bag, Daddy. I like the 70 Tons of Metal cruise, and the Motorhead cruise was great. It's more my speed. I'm not a big fan of current Kiss. You know, I don't want to see Eric and Tommy and in that makeup. So, you know, I'm not going to pay $1,000 or even more to do that. You know, but hey, I'll go for free. Next one, Zoot Marimba. Number 1, top 10 movies. I can't do that. I'll just, off the top of my head, my favorite movie is Jaws. I love The Shining, Exorcist. All right, that's 3. I'll go for the 10 for you, Nina. Shining, Exorcist, Phantom of the Paradise. Yeah. I'm looking around and all my movies are in my bedroom. I know I'm going to leave out a few I love. Damn it. The Blues Brothers, my favorite comedy of all time. That's 5. The Godfather 1 and 2, that's 7. Damn it. I know I'm gonna forget. I know I'm gonna forget something that's really in my top 10. So I'll just tell you off the top of my head, they may be top 10 or not for the fuck of it. I love Marathon Man. I love Black Dynamite. And number 10, damn it, I know I'm going to miss out on a lot. Number 10. Death Row Game Show, fuck it. Evil Dead 2. Alright, yeah, I gave you more than that. He also asks, how would you rank the Megadeth guitarist? Number 1, Chris Poland. Number 2, Marty Friedman. Number 3, now I'm forgetting his fucking name. The one that played on Endgame. That guy. I love Kiko. The new guy's amazing. Then there's 2 left, right? There's Jeff Young and what's his name that had the brother? Drover? I guess those 2 are tied for the end. Oh, and there's also World Needs a Hero, Al Pitrelli. I put them tied for last. All great guitar players, by the way. What 5 episodes of the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast you think are the best? You see, you're asking me questions that that's too tough. I mean, I love the Merciful Fate one we did. I love the one everybody loves is the top 10 worst Motley Crue songs, or was it top 20? I love No Fear of the Dark, No Prayer for the Dying episode, because that shit was fucking hilarious. Poison, look what the cat dragged in, because we really bashed the hell out of that album. And number 5, damn. I don't know, man. Damn, you're asking me. Number 5. I said Merciful Fate already. Number 5. The upcoming one, Death Angel, Ultraviolence, coming out this Sunday. I love that one. This one's from Dave Taroni. Can you talk about how The Wall and Stargazer became your favorite album and song of all time? Also, top 5 concerts ever. Another tough question, the second one. The Wall, it took time for that one to grow on me. I mean, I loved it from the first time, but it took years for me to realize this is the greatest album ever made. Because it really does hit me more emotional than any album I've ever heard in my life. I mean, from beginning to end. It's depressing, and it's just a very emotional album that just hits me. And that's why that's my favorite. Stargazer, just listen to it, man. You may not think it's your favorite, but by listening to it, you'd say, I bet this is somebody's favorite song. And by the way, I made a video for Stargazer that's on a channel I have called Fools Fear Me. And I don't know how many millions, let me look at it quick. Again, edit. The video I made for Stargazer is at 8,276,481 views. And it's on a channel called Fools Fear Me, all one word. But if you just type in Rainbow Stargazer, it's the first video you're going to see. I made that one. And it's the video I made that has the most views out of all the videos I've made. So, yeah, it's my favorite song of all time because it is. Alright, next question. CJ Jerry. Okay, Dr. Fukk, you got $10 and you're at a dinner. Meatloaf or a burger? Damn. They're both fattening, but I'd go with a burger and take out the buns. I'm kind of like on this diet now where I don't eat bread anymore. So I think that's less calories than meatloaf, right? Both amazing. I love burgers and meatloaf, but I also need to drop weight. And it happened. I've been down 12 pounds in the past 3 weeks. Alright, it may look a little different now than what you've been seeing so far because I forgot a question and I'm tacking it on here after one of my breaks. I'm sure I'm going to do it early during it. And this person's name is Farty. And Farty said, hey there Dr. Fukk, I'm a big fan from Nepal. I really love all your content, but my apologies. I throw a hurrah one. I hope you don't take it personal. Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. I've noticed your disappointment with Eddie Trunk throughout your videos and podcasts. Are you jealous or something? I mean, you both have similar views, but you both do rant and reviews in a similar way. The main difference between you and him is that he doesn't get into underground bands like Black Heron. But what's the thing against him? All right, a Black Heron reference. Awesome band, check them out. I met Eddie Trunk twice at a UFO show and at the Hard Rock. He was a very nice guy. He was very cool to me. Here's the problems I have with him. Yeah, that's one of them. I mean, the problem is, this is the spokesman of metal and rock, and the most popular guy, and he's stuck in a time warp. He doesn't give any new bands any chances, doesn't talk about any new bands, unless it's a band that, has great management or something, It's like he doesn't really look into fucking, there's so many Enforcer, and bands that if they were out in the 80s, he'd be talking about them today. So that's one. Yeah, you already mentioned that. That's one of the. This is the main thing that gets me about the guy. He strives on telling it as it is and no bullshit. And I hit him with the hard questions and blah blah blah. I notice he has no problem talking about Paul Stanley, David Lee Roth. He's very honest when it comes to these people and Ozzy Osbourne. He's kind of brutal to all those people in certain episodes. But I know the reason he badmouths them is because they won't talk to him. You know how many lies are in Sammy Hagar's book? Listen to the podcast that we did, Sammy Hagar's Full of Stuff, where we pinpoint all the lies and we bring up the facts. He never brings up any of that to Sammy Hagar because Sammy Hagar will talk to him. That's one thing that drives me nuts, and he lies too. The whole David Lee Roth spent 10 minutes or 15 minutes with a sword on stage. Hey, go on YouTube and type in Van Halen in Montreal. He did it for 3 minutes. Talks about Alex doing 10-minute solos, and which is not true. That solo was probably the most 4 minutes, and he just really badmouths the classic Van Halen. Yeah, he tries to save it by saying, well, I like the classic Van Halen more, but, I was sick of David Lee Roth and this and that. But he won't say nothing to Sammy Hagar because Sammy Hagar is his friend and will talk to him. But, Sammy Hagar came out and said, fuck you, Eddie Van Halen, for saying that you had to teach Michael Anthony bass before we went on the road. And yet, if you look at his book, he says in a chapter, before we went on the road, Eddie Van Halen would show Michael Anthony some bass stuff. Well, Eddie won't bring that up, Well, maybe he doesn't know, fair enough, but Sammy Hagar also says in 1984 he was selling out the same arena as Van Halen was in 1984, claiming he was as popular as Van Halen in 1984, which is a lie. It was the peak of his solo career, but he's only big in St. Louis and maybe another market, I'm not sure, maybe San Francisco or something. But Sammy Hagar never played South Florida. Sammy Hagar also claimed that he has never opened for anybody since 1979. 1982, I saw him open for Journey and Aerosmith at the Miami Baseball Stadium. I still have the shirt to prove it. And I've seen him open for Aerosmith too, not too long ago, but I guess that doesn't count because he said that before that. He is an opening act now, but he claimed he was so huge during 1984, and that was a lie, and Eddie Trunk should know he said that. And those are my main reasons I really don't like Eddie Trunk, is because I find him to be a phony as far as his show goes. He has no problem saying, Sammy Hagar's voice, he has no problem saying Paul Stanley's voice sucks and this and that, but if Paul Stanley was to talk to him, he'd be as nice to him as Chris Jericho. It'd be a fluff piece. And I notice his interviews are pretty much fluff pieces. He doesn't really get into the nitty gritty. I haven't listened to him in a while. Maybe he does now, but back in the day he avoided a lot of questions. And I can't give you examples now because I'm pretty tired. But yeah, this is the question I missed. So let's continue on what I did a few hours ago. Alright, the next question is from DVD Hunter 8. I just added it and took off my glasses. He asked, can you do another Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park video again? No, I'm sorry, bro. People seem to really love my commentary, in case you guys don't know. I did it a long, long time ago when I used to drink. I don't drink anymore. And I was really drunk doing commentary to the Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. It's in like, what, 6, 7 parts, because I did it way back in the day where YouTube had only 15-minute videos. I couldn't stretch it out. Like this one, because I know it's going to be too long. And I don't think I'm as funny as that anymore, because I don't drink. But no, why would I do that again? I'm sorry. But DVD Hunter, thanks for asking, and thanks for wanting me to do it again. That's pretty cool. Alright, Kiss Crazy 80. Kiss released End of the Road shirts with them wearing the Creatures costume, and everyone is crying that they want something new. So do you think they will come up with new costumes? And also, how will they incorporate old members if they do? I was thinking they will just come on a video screen and say goodbye, something like that. Kiss has been good at cutting corners, and Paul's attitude about everything now is weavy. Already done it, so why change anything? Thoughts? Geez, you know, to be quite honest with you, I really don't care that much anymore about Kiss, and you know, I mean, I don't care, to tell you the truth, and I don't believe there will be members added to the tour. Maybe a final show, or maybe a special show, but I could be wrong. I'm not Nostradamus. I'm more not, or Dummus. I meant to say Nostradamus. I'm more like Nostradamus. So I wouldn't know. I can't tell the future. I ain't got a crystal ball here in front of me. But I would figure they'd bring somebody out during the tour, especially the last show. You know, maybe even Peter Criss. You know, that's the one member out of all the X-ones that's alive. I think that's the one that would really shock me and make me feel better and make me put on my black leather if he was to come out with Kiss again. Alright, Screaming Scarecrow said, best song off Crazy Nights. Is there? I'm not a fan of that, and I really don't like that album at all. Not, you know, but you know, if I had to pick one, it'd be No, 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 and that song's terrible. A lot of people, I can hear you say right now, what about Turn on the Night? And I tell you, yeah, what about it? Thief in the Night and No, 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 or whatever. Fight How to Hold You, you say? No, not my bag, daddy. Alright, next question. James West. I love James West. Good guy. What was your favorite King Diamond or Merciful Fate tour? King Diamond, it has to be Abigail, because that's the very first time I saw King Diamond. King Diamond, Merciful Fate is my favorite band from the 80s. With Kim Ross, they did no wrong. Those two albums and EPs is just metal perfection. So the first time I got to see King Diamond at the Cameo Theater, not many people there. I was all the way up front, and I touched his boot during the show, and I have yet to watch this thing. Merciful Fate. Man, that's a tough one, because I only see Merciful Fate twice. I saw In the Shadows and 9. And, well, I have to go with In the Shadows, because it was the first time seeing Merciful Fate, you know, but it wasn't with Kim Ross, and it wasn't with Tim Grabber. But, my God, just finally seeing it. And I was all the way up front. You can see the whole show on YouTube, and I'm all the way up front. I'll tell you a funny story. This is why this video is going to be extra long, because I'm going to go off and say a funny story. Merciful Fate, as I just said, top. You know what? They are my second favorite band. Seriously. Only Black Sabbath I like more than Merciful Fate. And I'm all the way up front, and I am like, oh my God. And I was there, Flotsam and Jetsam open. I got there super early. I got there before the doors open. I was like the third person in line. And I ran in, and I was dead center against the railing. And Flotsam came out. I love Flotsam. They kicked ass too. And then, before Merciful Fate came on, I say like a good 10 minutes before they came on, a beautiful, I mean gorgeous girl comes up to me. And she says, Merciful Fate is my favorite band of all time. Can I please stand where you're standing?
can I please get against the railing? And I said, look, not to be rude or anything, but I am the last person to ask that's against the railing. I don't mean to be a dick, but ask somebody else. This means more. Even if she would have said, I will give you a blowjob and lick your ass, I would have said, no! Metal's more important. Merciful Fate's more important. So yeah, there's your answer. But man, the 9 tour, they did Desecration of Souls, Legend of the Headless Rider, and I know they did another one. They didn't do In the Shadows, so that was a great show too. And I drove like 6 hours to see that one up in St. Petersburg, Florida. All right, next question from James West again. What was your favorite Pantera show you saw, and what is your favorite show of all time by any band? That's a tough one because Pantera was always awesome live. I would say the best pit I was in during the Pantera years was 100 Proof, the live album. They had Anthrax open. That was the sickest pit. But best show, I don't know. They were all stellar, but I'm gonna have to go with the time they opened for Skid Row, because I've never seen a band get so destroyed by an opening act than that Skid Row show. And that was Skid Row, Slave to the Grind, and I love that fucking album. I love Skid Row. So I'm not bashing Skid Row in any way, but Pantera, God, they were fucking hungry. And this was right before Vulgar Display of Power came out. I'll have to pick that one. Secret Sin says, where would you rank Kiss among your favorite bands of all time? Well, I know this answer because I lost a friendship because of it. Believe it or not, somebody that I was friends with is no longer my friend because I said, you know, I was naming all these bands I liked more than Kiss, and then we compiled a list of all the bands I liked more than Kiss, and Kiss came up on number 15 on my list. I'm probably going to lose subscribers too now, but hey, I got to be honest, man. Does that mean I hate Kiss? Look, I own every single Kiss album, even the ones I don't like. I blew $2,000 to buy the Vault. I flew to New York to see the reunion show. I saw 3 out of the 4 reunion shows in Madison Square Garden, and I spent thousands and thousands of dollars on Kiss. That's why I'm broke now. So just because they're my number 15 doesn't mean I'm not a fan, no matter what anybody says. Sorry out there, anybody that's disappointed. I love Kiss, but I happen to like 14 bands more. Sorry. Least favorite Kiss... Damn it, just fucked this up. Least favorite Kiss makeup design. Paul, Gene, Ace, Peter, Vinny, or Eric? Well, this is going to sound bad, me saying it, because I love him, is Peter Criss. I loved Eric Carr's makeup. I loved Vinnie Vincent's makeup, the Ankh and stuff. Peter Criss, even though it's not bad, I liked it when it was a little more redefined, like around Love Gun and, you know, around there. But I just like the other ones more, so it would be Peter Criss, dude. What do you think of Behemoth? They're my all-time favorite band. I'll tell you this, man. The Satanists, and I don't know what you feel about the Satanists. I know they got a new album coming out, but to me, the Satanists is their best album. I know they were much more dirtier in the earlier days, and I got a couple Behemoth albums. I mean, I'm not like the biggest fan, but I own a couple of their albums. I've heard them all, but the Satanist to me is a fucking masterpiece. So I don't know how you feel about that album, but fuck, man, that album rules. And I met Nurgle once, and the guy couldn't have been cooler. Okay, did you have another question? You fucking rule, Ralph. Keep up the amazing content, man. You fucking rule. And that was Decapitated. And thank you so much for the question, Decapitated. Alex Flores, 2-part question. What do you think of Iggy Pop and the Stooges? I like Raw Power. Funhouse is okay. I'm not the biggest fan of that stuff, but I appreciate it. I actually do own Raw Power on vinyl. Funhouse was, and if they released anything else after that, I'm not too aware of it. I did bump into Iggy Pop here about 10 years ago. He lives on Miami Beach, and he's walking down Collins Avenue, and he was okay. I said, oh, you know, because I was working at the time, and he saw I was a city employee, you know, and I was like, oh wow, hey, Iggy Pop, and I shook his hand, And there was a guy at the time, I used to be part of the Metal Sludge board, and there was a guy back then, and he's since passed away. He was very popular on the board, called Iggy Pop Will Eat Itself. You know, it's a play on that band called Eat It. And I told him that, and this was when Iggy Pop Will Eat Itself was still alive. I said, you know, I know a guy, and Iggy Pop, like, kind of quickly did this bizarre laugh, like, really? And that was like a great meeting, and he just walked away. It was a really brief meeting. But you should have met him instead of me, because you seem like a bigger fan. Okay. And what are some places you recommend to visit Nashville, Tennessee? Going there in a few weeks. Well, as you know, because you said that, I get flown to Nashville for the Rock and Pod Expo 1 and 2, and we stay in this really nice hotel, and we don't really venture out. But the last time I did go to the Johnny Cash Museum. I love the Prison album, Folsom Prison, but I'm not like this mega Johnny Cash freak, and I want to give a shout out to Metal Mike for taking me, because my flight didn't leave till like 3 in the afternoon, and he stayed with me, because Metal Mike drove many hours, because he loves the podcast. And he actually hung out with me till my plane came, so we went to the Johnny Cash Museum, and that was really cool. So there, hopefully you're a Johnny Cash fan, because, I mean, I went in there and I was like, you know, this is great, but I would appreciate it more if I was a bigger Johnny Cash fan. But if you love Johnny Cash, I definitely recommend you go there. But I saw the Dukes of Hazzard Museum, and that's pretty much about it, you know. But Nashville rules, nicest people. You go walking down the street and people are like, hello, and I'm like, I'm not used to that shit. I live in South Florida. Bunch of scumbags out here. All right, next question. Vinny J, do you have an internet link to listen to your band? I have a YouTube page, and I guess you can hear us on Amazon. We're on Amazon. We're on iTunes. We're everywhere. It's Thrash or Die. And the Facebook page is Thrash or Die, I guess. I don't know. I'm so bad at even the things I have. We are working on a third album, by the way. And thanks for asking. Hope you like it. Killer Game Shit says, do you like DRI? I open for DRI. I love DRI. Look, I like DRI. You know, I know I'm kind of casual with Iggy Pop and only like one Johnny Cash album. I love DRI. Thrash Zone, I love, but I think it's a little overrated. Mine is Deal With It, Four of a Kind, and Crossover. That's the DRI I love. And yes, I opened for DRI. I'm quite proud of that. That's my question. I have Thrash Zone, and it's one of the best mosh pits ever. See, everybody thinks that. Now you're probably thinking low of me. I do like the album, don't get me wrong, you know, but I just like the earlier stuff more. The fucking Whole Floor, Bogarts in Cincinnati was a mosh pit. Went Beneath the Wheel, one of the best tracks on the album, and I know there's a video for it. Played, it was a madhouse. Even the food area, people were moshing. Absolute chaos, and I'm so glad I stayed in the back for the bus after the show. I got everyone's autograph on the DRI painter's cap, and I bought at the show and lost it 3 weeks later at the Lake of Kentucky. I still have the memories, though, of an amazing show. Awesome, dude. I saw DRI way back in the crossover tour. And I saw him on Thrash Zone, and then, you know, went away for a long time. And as I said, I opened for him, and I've seen him several times after that. You know, every time I've seen him, since I played with them and afterwards, they were always at the t-shirt stand. You know, Spike and stuff, they were there at the t-shirt stand. So we didn't have to wait after the show. Ole Christian Eknock. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Ace Frehley equals George Harrison. Peter Criss equals Ringo Starr. But who was Paul McCartney and John Lennon? I know Paul McCartney and Gene play bass, but I think Gene is more like Lennon. As far as early Kiss albums, I would say Gene is more like McCartney. He had a lot of great similar bass runs. Paul McCartney is one of my favorite bass players, and I consider him extremely underrated bass player, as well as Gene. Gene has dumbed it down, but listen to, like, you know, Going Blind, of course, and even that little run in Ladies Room. That shit's awesome. That's very McCartney-esque. So I would say he's more McCartney. Alright, the next question's from Tammy Sully 12. Did I leave my panties over there? No, but you should. That's the best reply I can give you, Tammy. Because it's really honest. And from the heart. So, come on over. And take off your panties. And leave them here. In front of me. Pickles 33, what was the best concert you have ever been to in your life? Van Halen, 1981 Fair Warning Tour. I saw Van Halen on, let me put it this way, I saw Van Halen second row on Women and Children First. Then I saw Van Halen Fair Warning in the nosebleeds. I saw Van Halen Diver Down, 1984, and a handful of times with the reunion, but nothing touches the Van Halen Fair Warning Tour for me. Hey, I can't put into words what I saw that night. It was fucking magic. So yeah, greatest live band I've ever seen in my life. Greatest frontman I've ever seen in my life. Diamond David Lee Roth. Who is the better singer? Peter Criss, Eric Carr, Eric Singer? Greetings from AR. Well, greetings from FLA. My favorite singer is Peter Criss. I got a phone call and now I got to edit again. Eric Sheehan asks, what's in it for Ace to go out? I don't know what you mean by that. What, how much money he's asking? I believe it's $1 jillion. Okay, Zoo Nation. Who is the better songwriter, Lennon or McCartney? Beatles and solo material combined. Who's a better songwriter, Paul or Gene, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the current material? Lennon and McCartney, I believe, is tied in the Beatles. And solo-wise, I'll give it to McCartney. I'm not the biggest Lennon solo fan. I like, if you compile all my favorite Lennon solo songs, it'd be a kick-ass double album. But Wings had a lot of shitty stuff, but man, a lot of killer stuff too. I'll go with McCartney solo-wise. And a tie for the Beatles. Glenn Belafonte said, Doctor, is there now or will there be any old Kiss footage ever to surface pre-76? Also, non-makeup photos from the 70s. There's a lot of non-makeup photos of Kiss from the 70s. Got folders full of them. A lot have surfaced after, especially during the internet age. Old footage, I'm willing to bet there will be. I'm sure there's a lot of Kiss footage that we don't know about because a lot of shit has surfaced like through the years, like, man, I didn't know this one existed. I can't remember now. Isn't there like a Destroyer Cobo Hall show or something like that? So now and then something will pop up, or I think it was Rock and Roll Over. Really good footage too. So I think there is. I think there's much more footage out there we don't know about. Maybe it'll be in Kissology 4, which has been done, but they're looking some way to release it. That's taking forever. Probably they'll do that after the tour. Kiss Lover Forever. What do you think about people saying negative things about Kiss with Tommy and Eric, but still those people are going to Kiss shows? Greetings from Holland. That's their prerogative, man. I'm not going. But, I don't know. I can't answer that, I mean, I can't identify with people that hate those two and still go see them. I don't know what's going through their brain. I know what's going through the brain of people that like them and see them. Or maybe some have never seen them before and just want to see it for the fuck of it. I don't know. That's what I figure. And greetings from Florida, my friend. And that was from Kiss Lover Forever. Vinny Russo, what's your favorite thrash metal band of all time? And I'm not trying to be countercultural because a lot of people don't call this band their favorite thrash band of all time. But for me, Violence. That's my favorite band. And I'm not counting Nothing to Gain. That album is blasphemous, but fucking Eternal Nightmare is one of my favorite albums of all time. And Pressing the Masses is just as good. So Violence is my answer. Long live Sean Killian, and I hope he gets a speedy, fully recovery. R-Man8018 said, what was it like growing up in the 70s liking Kiss? It was fucking magic. There's no way to describe it in words, but there was just this aura, this feeling of being this little kid in the 70s loving Kiss. They were just a phenomenon, and I got sucked right in. It was the greatest feeling in the world. Better than getting your ass licked. That's a lie, but damn close. All right, Super Kiss 1200 said, how's Kiss gonna make the end of the road tour interesting? I don't know. As it stands now, I'm not interested. Bring back Ace, and I'll be interested. Yeah, I drink Kool-Aid, yay! Hey, look. Hell yeah. All right. Dr. Fukk, do you agree with me? Peter Criss drumming up to 78 was stellar, then afterwards fell off drastically? Yes, I totally agree. I made a video about it, and a lot of people laughed at me. Peter Criss sucks. You don't know what you're talking about. And then there's people that said, no, man, you're right. I love Peter Criss, and those people are right. Okay, JAELDT said, when is the new Thrash or Die album coming out? No time soon. You know, my drummer just joined Yngwie Malmsteen, and as I'm recording this, he's in Asia touring with Yngwie Malmsteen. There are 4 songs written. It's going to take forever, but it will be done, hopefully, unless, you know, I die. You know, in case one day I forget to thrash and then I die. But I don't know. Hopefully 2020. I mean, I'm being realistic here. Who knows? I mean, but yeah. And my bass player is now in Malevolent Creation. So, but the band is very much together. We're great friends, and we talk all the time, every day. You know, so it's not over. You know, it's just not that functioning. But believe me, the third Thrash or Die album is going to be, if not better than Melting Your Skull, it'll be just as good, because I refuse to release anything not as good as that. All right, Michael Vasquez says, are you going to see End of the Road tour? And do you think Ace and Peter will show up on the tour? Ace will show up if the price is right. And if it's up to the Kiss fans, keep bugging Gene and Paul Stanley. Gene and Paul Stanley, you can bug them all you want. It ain't going to work. Sorry. It's just not going to work. Yeah, Ace will show up for the right price. He said that himself. And no, I'm not going. And I don't think Peter's going to show up on the tour anytime. I'd be surprised. But Ace, I see Ace more joining them than Peter. But I don't even see that happening, to tell you the truth. But hey, let's hope I'm wrong. Jababroni said, what is your system? Turntable, receiver, amp, CD deck, speaker? I don't know, man. I got a Technique. Edit. I'll be right back. It's a Technique turntable, Fisher amps, and a Fisher receiver. That's what I got on there. Pretty old stuff. All it's old and it's still cranking. I don't have a CD deck on it, believe it or not. I don't. It died on me, so I need to get a new one. Okay. Do you think that Ace is going to be on the farewell tour? A lot of people keep asking this question. Like, either open for them or play with them in makeup. Man, I hope both. But I don't know. I don't think so. I have my doubts. Michael Landry, Sean Delaney was the unsung creative genius behind the branding of the original performance DNA of the band. Discuss. Watch my Kiss documentary. What's it called? Larger Than Life. I give a little shout out to Scott Delaney. If you didn't see it, I highly recommend you watch it, because I'm going to be repeating myself what I think of the guy. So there you go. That's your answer. Jay Stone, better song, Dirty Living, Kiss, or the Four Horsemen, Metallica? Ack. I'm the singer of Thrash or Die, so you expect me to say Four Horsemen, but no. I'm going to go with Dirty Living. And tell you the truth, I love Four Horsemen, don't get me wrong, but it's my least favorite off Kill 'Em All. It really is. And even though the lyrics are much more sillier, I'm more of a fan of Mechanics. Thank you. Okay. This is from Jefferson. I'm interested in your Gene Simmons Vault review, hoping that it is track-by-track review like your Kiss album reviews were in the past. Is that your plan? And what do you see as a time frame for the Gene Simmons Vault reviews part 1? I believe all 3 of them are done. I have them all on private, and some of you may have seen it because I did leave it up for a little bit. I did premiere it, and then a lot of people were saying, yo, bro, take that shit down, you're going to get sued. And I said, no, I'm not, but fuck it, I'll take it down anyway. And I'll put it up next year. I'm going to wait for a year to go by. And I'm going to put 1 up a month. There's 3 done already. And yes, every review I do is track by track. So, I don't pussy-ass my reviews. Okay, Carla Starchild, if you had a chance to get Dio and Paul Stanley, like 80s vocals, to do a medley of that, what song would you get them to sing and why? Fuck me. That's a tough one. I'm thinking of a good singing song voice. Let me think of a song from Judas Priest. I'll say Bloodstone, where Dio does, the song, and then Paul Stanley says, how much longer will it take for the world to see? What a great answer. Just came up with that myself. There you go, Carla. Great question. Ariel Spurrier said, when are you going to put out a documentary 80s Kiss Thanks documentary? I say it at the very end during the credits. It will be out next year, I figure around the summer. There's a lot of work that goes into that shit, so I got to prepare a lot. See, the Larger Than Life one was very easy for me to do because I already have all that footage in my computer. In order to do that Kiss one, I got to go through all my DVD books and compile all the best footage and stuff for the 80s stuff that I consider the best. So I figure summer of 2019. And then the one following, there'll be a part 3, I'm sure, probably to end it all, will be in 2020. Now it's time for me to take a break.